Oh, let's see here. How y'all doing? Hey, Nickel. What a day, huh? I don't know about what it's been like at y'all's place, but it's been kind of pretty here. My goodness, thank you so much for everybody tuning in. I know I ain't been on here in a while. Going to be doing a little bit of talking, a little bit of thoughts. Hey, West Virginia redneck. Dennis Ham and Rebecca Kovacs. Rebel Reagan, Thomas White, Daniel Tinsman. Hey, Skeeter. Rebecca Dumbrow. How do you say, PawPaw? Good to see you back on here. Hello, says Fred in River, Maine. Got 100 liters of homemade wine. Julie Scauga from West Virginia. Hey, Elizabeth Newland and Carolyn Jernigan at Primetime 101 in Florida. You lucky bastard. I love Florida. Don Odgick said, I made some wine, new life living. Dustin Weatherington, damn, PawPaw missed you. Well, I missed you all too, but I'm going to tell you what. Trying to make a video when your sweetheart is around 24/7, 3,600 seconds out of every hour. You ain't got no time to try to just be yourself and relax and do shit because, well, I want to see this. I want to watch this on TV. And I'm like, but that's just the way it is. I want to tell y'all about the silver lining I'm thinking about on this virus here in a few minutes, but I want to give folks a chance to get here. Buzzard says, homemade wine's great. Thank you so much. Hey, Gwendolyn and Penny. Edward Tendall. Penny says she's an essential worker. Everybody's an essential worker. Drinking PawPaw wine, says Lori. Aaron, how you doing? James Mushinsky. Central Texas, Hamilton. Everyone is either making wine or bread because I can't find any yeast to even make her yeast. Let Tech Kimmy. Jeb Bocephus, how's it going? Brian Vorhauer. PawPaw, I tried to make some wine, but I think I screwed up with a fast ride yeast. Yeah, probably. Julie says, I was going through withdrawal. Been watching your stuff in the past to make it through. Glad you're back. Well, thank you, Julie. Green Bay, Wisconsin. Scott Ledbetter from in Atlanta. That's hot Atlanta. Matthew Johnson. Hello. How y'all doing? Well, I'll tell you, Cindy Clark, good to see you. And there's Karen and Skeeter and Jeb Bocephus and Randy Wilt. How you doing, Randy? Oh, me. Hey, PawPaw, just want to thank you for teaching me how to make homemade wine. Well, you're welcome, Paul. And I hope you're a subscriber. I figure probably everybody here is, or y'all wouldn't know I was even on. Gwendolyn got 4 gallons brewed. Barbara Fall in from Baltimore. Barbara, I have a half sister in Glen Burnie, if that tells you anything. Doing okay, says Randy. Hello, PawPaw, you are amazing. Well, my God, thank you. Tell my wife that, will you? North Arkansas, how you doing, Gary? Oh, hanging in there like a hair and a biscuit, says David. Daniel Warpaint, I'm drinking your wine too. First time here, I'm using the champagne yeast. It's very good. Cool, Daniel. Let's hit the thumbs up for PawPaw. Yeah, we got 80 people here, and I ain't got but 27 thumbs up. And ain't none of you tight ass bastards even give me one freaking dollar on that super chat down there. Y'all are sorry in hell. But that's all right. If I was here for the money, I'd be needing to look for another vocation, let me tell you. Care for you in for rest, push mowing, 1/3 of the yard out of shape from the winter. Dang. You know, after this quarantine, there are going to be a lot of people pregnant. I think half the people during this quarantine going to end up pregnant. Another half is going to look like they are. Hey, Fred Rad in San Antonio. I have a sister-in-law, brother-in-law down there in San Antonio. West Virginia is in the house. I made so much wine for family and friends. Thank you. Cool, Barbara. What's a super chat? Oh, it's that dollar sign you see down there. You can click it and donate $1 if you want to. Your recipe is good. Well, thank you, Raymond. Penny Coleman or divorced. Hey, Joseph Istvan. Well, we almost hit 100. As soon as we hit 100, I'm going to tell y'all, I'm going to get into my tirade about this, about these dead blamed protesters getting all carried away about not being able to go to work. We're going to talk about it here in just a minute. And I encourage your comments. I'll be here and let y'all argue with me, say whatever you want to. This live stream I'm going to leave up because I want people to hear what's going on as far as my opinions and thoughts on this matter, because to me it's important. Okay, we got 102. We're about to jump into it. I never gained 20 pounds. My scales must be David. Hey, camping in Colorado. I donated $20 to you for Corona killed my paycheck. Ellison, I know you did, and I appreciate you more than you know. Okay, there you go, Hamble Tank. Thank you so very much. I appreciate that. All right, I'm gonna piss off a bunch of people tonight. Oh, how the hell are you doing, Papa? Looking good. Good man, Papa. Remind me of my late hubby, hell, Michigan, one of those damn protests. Now look, some of you know this, some of you don't. My daughter is a registered nurse. She's also a full-blown type 1 diabetic. Dennis, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that very much. She is a full-blown type 1 diabetic. Well, thank you, Lawrence Collin. I'm glad you like it, Bush Hog Lawnmower. The thing is, because she's a type 1 diabetic, she doesn't have the immune system that you and I might have. And this virus could kill her like that. And it pisses me off. I'm just going to tell it like I see it. It really ticks me off. These people whining and crying and bitching and pissing and moaning and protesting because they want to go back to work. Whatever happened to the philosophy that our parents lived by, and that is save for a rainy day? Some of you may have heard of what's his name that gets on there and talks about he gives financial advice, make sure you got $1,000 emergency fund and then save up 6 months bills and all that. Anyway, the thing is, so many people live in the exact same place. And that place is a little beyond their means. So if one paycheck is interrupted, boom, they're destitute. Well, I will tell you what really ticked me off. I was watching the news, and they were showing all these cars for miles and miles, hundreds and hundreds and thousands of cars lined up to get free food in San Antonio, Texas. Now, by God, if I have to steal, I'll do whatever I have to do to make sure my children and my wife have something to eat. If I have to go out and steal it, I will. However, that wasn't how I was raised. And I'm gonna get a bunch of left. If anybody left leaning is listening to this, they're, oh God Almighty, they're going to give me some nasty comments. But every single one of those vehicles that was lined up getting them free groceries was newer than the cars I own. So these people, they're living, they're paying their high rent, they're making their high house payments, and they got these fancy new cars, and they ain't got money to buy groceries. Folks, that's effed up. Okay? That is just effed up. What type of individual does not care enough about the future of their family to not have a little bit of money set back for groceries? You know, the so-called standard is to try to have 6 months expenses or money to cover 6 months expenses in the bank. Okay. Now, if you don't have enough money in the bank to cover 6 months of your rent or house payment, is it possible? I'm asking, I'm throwing it out there. Is it possible that maybe you're living a little bit too high on the hog? I'll never forget when I was active duty Air Force, and I was going from Lowry Air Force Base, Texas, where I was going to technical school. I was being sent to Mountain Home Air Force Base, Idaho, my first actual duty assignment. And back then, the Air Force would let you get 3 months advanced pay. And you would live on, once you got to your duty station, then what they did is they took it out of your paycheck, and basically you lived on half pay for like 6 months. Anyway, you just sort of got an advance on your check is what it amounted to. And I met my sweetheart 2 or 3 days after I got to Mountain Home, Idaho. That sweetheart I've been married to since Christmas Day, 1977, and bless her heart, she's still with me. But I'll never forget that I lived on, we went out, we did things, we had fun together on half a paycheck. Of course, I was broke the day before payday, but I managed to get through and take her out for ice cream at Dairy Queen and do whatever on half pay. And the funny thing is, when my half pay was over with and I started getting a full paycheck, I was still broke the day before payday. And why is that? Because as a young person, I had never been taught how to handle my money. Our schools today, they teach us all kinds of things, but you rarely ever hear of anybody taking a class that tells you how to provide for your future. So here we are, all these people in them big fine automobiles in San Antonio, Texas, and a lot of other places. I'm not picking on San Antonio. It's just that that's the one that was on the TV and that was the most prevalent. But I want you to watch. 99.9% of them vehicles that are going through the food line getting free groceries, those cars are less than 10 years old. And I'm like, what the hell? Cars would not sell for $35,000 and $40,000 if people refused to pay that. If people said, ain't no way in hell I'm paying more for a car than I would a house. Or there ain't no way I'm going to pay $500,000 to build a house. You would find prices come on down. But as long as credit is out there and people can go out and borrow more money than they can ever pay back, boom, you're creating your own inflation. So it really ticks me off to see people panicking. This has only been like 30 days of quarantine, right? Maybe it's 6 weeks, I don't know, but anyway, it's been less than 2 months. You know, April isn't over. This is April 22nd, and I think Trump did something in February, closing off the the transportation from China, whatever it is. Thing of it is, it's only been a couple of months at the most, and people ain't got money to buy groceries. Where is the where is the oh, feeling of being responsible for your own actions? Where is the pride in being the leader of your home, of being the patriarch of your family unit, where you set the example and you say, no, no, I'm not going to pay $100 a month for a 12-year-old to have a cell phone. No. Oh, no, I'm not going to go out there and spend $20,000 to buy my 16-year-old child a new car, or $30,000 or $35,000 or whatever it is. You know, when I was a kid, I'll admit it, my dad bought my first car, but he did it for a reason. He bought me a 1963 Ford Falcon that had a 6-cylinder, 170 cubic inch engine in it, 3 on the tree, manual transmission, for $135. And he said, the reason I'm buying you this car and giving this car to you is I don't want you to go out here and buy yourself a damn hot rod and get your ass killed. You know, my God, if it had the power, I'd put my foot in it and see how fast it go. I mean, that's just the way it was back then. But he bought me a $135 car. Now, there are so many people out there that say, there is no way that I'm going to ride in a 10-year-old car. I'm not going to be seen in a 10-year-old car. And I'm like, shit. I'm looking out here in my driveway, and my wife and I own a 100-year anniversary Harley Davidson supercharged pickup truck. But you know what? It's a 2003 model, purchased in the fall of 2002. So this freaking truck is almost 18 years old, and that's our newest vehicle. That's our newest vehicle. 18 years old. Do I shiv a git what people think about me riding my 1965 Ford Falcon? I love that car. Or a 2000 yellow Volkswagen Beetle? Or a 2000 Ford Taurus? Nah, I don't care. I don't care what people think. But remember, of course, I'm in here doing it cheap, because I learned a long time ago that them people that want to criticize how I live, or where I live, or what I drive, those people don't sign my paycheck. So what do I care what they think? So these young people today, hopefully these young people today will get their eyes opened, and hopefully if you're a parent of a teenager, please, by all means, I hope you teach and impress upon your child how ridiculous it is to see people without a paycheck for a month begging for groceries. That's a crying ass shame. And people ought to be ashamed of themselves to not have prepared enough for the future. Now, people used to make fun of preppers, didn't they? Now, I'm not a prepper. I don't claim to be a prepper, okay? But I've always been prepared. I'm not a prepper in the respect that I've got a bunker and I've got food to last me for 6 millennials and you know, but I've always had a little bit set back. And I do have ammunition. I do have bullets. But I'm hoping that that people will sit there and they'll say, you know what? This is an eye opener. We have got to be better prepared for when this happens again. We talked about before this virus, we used the term SHTF, shit hit the fan. Okay. Well, folks, I think the feces has hit the ventilator right now, don't y'all? I mean, come on. My wife is scared to death to leave the house. Because in our age group, we're one of that age group that we have to worry about if we do catch it, what's our chances? And I was looking at the numbers here in Tennessee. Like I said, my daughter is an RN, and one of her jobs, or her main job right now, is to consolidate all the information from the testing of the COVID-19 virus and submit it to that Dr. Burke that you see on Fox TV in President Trump's briefings. She sends information to Dr. Burke. Pretty cool. But I was looking at the numbers for our state, and every state's different. I can only tell you what I know. In our state of Tennessee, more people age 21 to 30 tested positive for the COVID-19 virus than any other 10-year age group, 21 to 30. Now, there's only 2 deaths out of, I forget how many, is an incredible number. But what these kids, and I call them kids because my baby is 35-year-old, okay? So kids that are under 30, people under 30 to me are kids. These kids don't realize that they're bringing the shit home to their parents, to their grandparents, aunts, uncles, grandparents, whatever. They only think of themselves, but that's the way they've been raised. And that's all they know. Well, it's time to sit them down and say, look, you little shit, quit going out there. Go to the grocery store and get your butt back in the house. Unless you have a job where you can actually go out and work and earn a living, keep your ass in the house. I want to tell y'all something. My daughter is more important than your child going out to a party. I didn't say that my daughter is more important than your child. I said my daughter is more important than your child going to a party. Okay? It scares me to death. My daughter having, for those of you tuning in late, she's an RN and she works for the health department in one of the counties in Tennessee. It scares me to death for her to go into work. But anyhow, I just want you to know that I really am hoping that the situation that we're in right now is going to open the eyes of a lot of people. And hopefully they will prepare for another episode of when the feces hits the ventilator. Wasn't it crazy the toilet paper shortage. People freaking out and buying toilet paper. Hell, if you ain't got groceries, you ain't going to poop. And these people out here, they're protesting and they're saying, oh, I want to go back to work. I want to go back to work. And you know why they want to go back to work? Because they can't make the car payment. They can't make the rent payment. They can't buy groceries. They can't pay for cable. They can't pay for their fancy cell phones because they were living paycheck to paycheck. I guarantee you, the people that had 6 months of expenses saved up, like was recommended to them, I guarantee you, the people that's sitting there with enough money in the bank to pay all their bills for 6 months are loving the hell out of drawing that unemployment plus that $600 a week bonus. Hell, fire! I wish I could draw that. That's some good money right there. Of course, Democrats didn't care that they were offering people more money to stay at home than they were to work. But it just makes me shake my head. I just can't understand it. Let's go back to comments. My wife and I walk the dog in the woods. We stay clear of anyone else we see. Not many out there in the woods. Hey, Swamper Dog. Patrick Bear. J. Pax. Buzzard Roost. Hey, Joe. Vern Acres. Hey. Charlie Wright. Hard times make hard people. They need to live a little hard for life's hard lessons. That's right. They need some of that CBD toilet paper so they can calm their ass down, says Mike Bryan. PawPaw, me and my friends was talking about you at work today. I'm 15, work on a farm every day. You know what, Cody? It's a proven fact, not opinion. It's a fact. Kids that grow up on a farm have fewer allergies than kids that grow up in an apartment house. Kids grow up on a farm. I told my wife today about that. I was telling her, I said, our grandsons ain't never going to have allergies. I said, you walk out there in the backyard and get chicken shit between their toes, you know? Or you get chicken poop on your hands from collecting eggs. Wipe it off on your shirt and then reach over and grab your sandwich and start eating. I mean, oh, man. I guarantee there's been a bunch of times when I've been fishing and I have worm guts on my hands and fingers and try to wipe it off best I could and reach and grab me a bologna cheese sandwich to start eating on it. Oh, well, good to see you. It's $1,200 extra per week in some states now. Whoa. Wow, Hamilton, that's craziness. Man, Paul, I grew up on a corn farm. My kids grew up on a corn farm, but where do their kids live? The damn city. Ain't that a shame, Barb? T.S., you have a wife, believe it or not, I do. Charlie Wright's laughing. We need to be preparing because there will be more SHTF episodes. Hope I'm wrong, but I know I'm not. Running a hobby farm, how you doing? Now, Lori Wrestler, prayers for your daughter's safety at work. Thank you, Lori. Thank you so very much. Thanks, PawPaw. Love your channel. Thank you, Cody Brock. 100% right. Not that we can survive 6 months financially, but we can eat, though. That's right. Now, I want a bologna cheese sandwich. No bologna. We're trying to start over in Kansas. Need help getting this place sold. Tried first bottle of apple after 2.5 weeks. Good stuff. You're welcome, One Sphere. Don't forget now, we got that super chat, that little dollar sign down there. We all donate $1 to old PawPaw to help me justify doing these daggum live streams. You're this lonely to be on here. You're this lonely to be on here, says TS. Okay. Anyway. We don't have money to pay 300 million people that won't last long. That's right, Charlie Wright. Time to bring back manufacturing from China, more jobs to USA. That's right. Oh, West Virginia redneck. That was totally uncalled for, but greatly appreciated. $1 would have been appreciated just as much. But thank you, man. I appreciate that. Carla Ham. My daddy lived through the Dust Bowl and made him smarter money-wise. I tell you, these kids are grown up too affluent. My son and daughter, both RNs. I love your words, brother. Glad to see you, PawPaw, hanging in there. PawPaw makes us feel family because heart is felt. Well, thank you, Face C-Tay. I had a lawnmower for sale today on on Craigslist and on Marketplace with Facebook. And a lady called me up from Shelbyville, about 20 miles from here, and was needing a lawnmower. And I went and saw what she had. She had a ride lawnmower, and I told her, I said, ma'am, I said, why don't we just fix what you got? I said, there's no reason for you to go be spending hundreds of dollars. She says, could you do that for me? I said, well, yes, ma'am. I said, I'd want someone to treat my wife the same way. I cannot stand these people that go out there and take advantage of people, especially senior citizens. This lady's 70-year-old, and her ride lawnmower wouldn't start. And her deadbeat kid, well, that's enough. Her deadbeat kid that lives with her wouldn't take care of it or take care of it. Anyway, make a long story short, I'm getting the parts for her, going to fix it for her for a very reasonable price, and she's most grateful. But, you know, being able to do stuff like that's what makes the world go around. Thank you to 1916. I appreciate you very much. Farm All from Idaho. Farm All, I got married at Mountain Home, Idaho in 1977. So sweet, Pawpaw. Not enough people looking out for us old folks. Yes, you're pushing the wrong buttons, I think. You're seeing the people making a mask and selling $15. Yep, you're right, Noah Chestnut. They are scalpers. Hey, I saw it somewhere, forget where it was. But listen, you can go to Walmart or Advanced Auto Parts, most of your parts houses, and they've got a blue roll of what you'd look at it and say it's paper towels, right? And they're blue. And basically, they're a disposable shop towel is what they are, and they filter like 96% of any of the pathogens in the air. So you take it. Oh man. You take that bandana you got. Y'all gonna just have to pretend that this is blue, okay? And you open up that bandana and you lay that blue shop towel in there like that right there. And that makes an effective mask that filters out almost, if not all, 100% of the crap in the air. You got that? See there? So all you need is a bandana and them blue shop towels, blue shop paper towels. And that's all the filter you need. Is your senior right? Is this your income? Is everything? And I'd hold about 2 hours from Mountain Home. I have a cousin lives there. Robert 208, where do you live 2 hours from Mountain Home, brother? You're a senior, right? Is this your income? Pretty much, TS. I got a little Social Security check, and I sell lawnmowers. Shop towels do make a good man. Say, Pawpaw, good to see y'all. Hey, Fish Grub. Comedic. That's no reason not to save something. That's right. Scott Shop Towels. That's right, Nevis Nova. I agree. You got to save, but savers shouldn't be punished to help the bankers. Canadians love you too, Pawpaw. I mean, Ketchum. Okay, I know where Ketchum is. Belle Chase, Louisiana. How you done down where that dog like that, Steve? Has to be Zip or Toolbox brand blue shop towels. Robert 28 Orofino here. Hey. Anyway. And then an HVAC 1900 or higher filter. There you go. They say the coffee filter is okay, but the problem is it's not breathable. You know, if you can't breathe through it, it ain't much of a mask, is it? Kind of hard to use. Bandana and F China. We shouldn't have to make a mask. Yeah. My grandpa fought World War II. Remind me of you, Pawpaw. I'm your fan. Thank you, Alan. I'm from Quebec. Blessings. Thank you, Faye. I have a respirator, says Carla. What is the silver lining of this virus crisis? Thank you for asking, Steve. in my opinion, the silver lining to this horrendous and horrific virus and epidemic and pandemic that we're going through, and I do not in any means whatsoever mean to minimize the 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 anguish and the sadness of the people that have lost loved ones. Okay. For those of you that know people that have lost a loved one, for those of you yourself that have lost a family member, I feel for you. But if there could be a silver lining to all this, it's the example that's been set of preparing for harder times. The old adage, put a little away for a rainy day. Look at all the people that are out there collecting free groceries, standing in line for food in the United States of America. People lined up in a free food line because they didn't save and prepare for a rainy day. I'm hoping that this is going to teach a bunch of people out there to not spend every stinking dime they make and set a little bit of money back every payday. You ain't got to set a bunch back. You can set a little bit back. Maybe when you go to the grocery store, if you're used to spending, I don't know how much you're used to spending, but for every $100 that you're used to spending at a grocery store, buy $10 worth of staples that you can set back. Buy 10% for yourself. Invest in yourself, invest in your future. And then once you've got a nice stockpile, then rotate it. Eat from that, buy fresh, and just make sure stuff doesn't expire on you. Homestead Tessie, she does a lot of canning. I'll guarantee you, the women out there that's been canning for all these years, their family ain't going hungry. But hopefully, this is going to teach a bunch of people to save some damn money and quit spending every dime you get on frivolous stuff. Okay. I went to Chuck's before it became Sneeze Feeds and Seed. Best store inside of Lincoln. You hit the nail on the head. I agree. Well, the kids are driving me crazy wanting to go play with them. Have a good one, PawPaw. It's very good to hear from you. Thank you, West Virginia redneck. That punk. I spent 25% of my income at the liquor store and saved the rest. River Maine, saving is really important not only for rainy day, but also for achieving future goals like starting a business and going to university. PawPaw, food lines are going to be normal if demon rats get in the White House. You got that right, Patrick. I learned canning from my mom who learned it from hers. My silver line is cheap gas and no traffic to speak of in D.C. Wow. Amen. Very good point, PawPaw. Thanks for answering my question. You're welcome, Steve. Half of them cross the border to get here, so they don't have old-time ways like us is raised to work for this land. What the Loomis say? I'm in bunker with $500,000. Struck with it. You're a dumbass. Do not believe in the government, dude. You have no clue. It's all brainwash. Hallelujah. Do you think I believe in everything the government says? Hell no. I worry about taking care of my damn self. Here in the Philippines, still locked down, hard lockdown. God bless, PawPaw. Hey, Jay. Faye, what do you do when poor's job money disappear when bills are paid once a month check? Faye, you can't expect to do it all now that it's too late. You have to have prepared years ago. In 1974 television, the rural purge. Gas 97. Tubeless is gas at 97 cents a gallon there. Ooh, it's $1.48 here. This will all go away by November's election year, and the communists won't trump out bad. Howdy, Papa. Hey, Robert. Bushy Biden 2020. Oh my God, bless your heart, iMac. Hey, Robert in Texas. If you make some PawPaws doing it cheap wine, liquor store bill will go down. There you go. Or it all started with them damn Yankees pushing their will on us good folk. Michael Moore, hello from Ireland. Well, hello. How's things doing in Ireland? Another silver lining of the crisis, America will not push all our companies to China. Finally figured out how we have to be self-sufficient. $2.49, $1.75, Virginia, $1.34. Tell you what, if I get too hungry, the deer meat tastes good. That's right. Remade will buy America. Yeah. W.C. Fields once said that out of 100% of his money was spent, 50% was spent on women, and booze, the other 50% was wasted. That's right. I switched back. Ha, ha, ha. Okay. Well, folks, I don't want to bore y'all to tears. I just wanted to get on here. I just had to get that off my mind because it's just been tearing me up to see these people and these big, fine, nice cars making their freaking car payments and getting in line for groceries. You know, I was talking to a girl at my local Aldi grocery store. I won't say who she is, but she said, in a nutshell, I'm paraphrasing because I can't recall word for word what she said, but basically she said, it pisses me off that all these punk ass people come in here whining and crying, thinking that the world owes them a living. You know, this lady is working every single day. She's exposed to the public, working in a grocery store every single day, and got people coming in whining and crying and bitching and pissing and moaning because where their work got shut down and now all they can do is claim their $285 a week unemployment plus $600 from the feds, which is $885 a week. Holy shit. Who in their right mind thought it was a good idea for people to be able to sit on their ass at home and draw an unemployment check bigger than their paycheck? Oh, we all know who it was. And I can tell you who it wasn't. Damn it, I can't find it. But who it wasn't was the people wearing the red hats. God dang it. Oh yeah. Let's let the American taxpayers, the people work for a living, let's take all their money and give it to people to not work. Let's not let people learn the lesson of being self-sufficient. Let's make sure that people realize that, oh, they don't have to be responsible for their own actions. Our government will take care of us. Damn. I'm sorry, folks. I get on a rant and I just can't help it. But, you know, I know a bunch of you all, and I know a bunch of you work your tail off to make what you got to make ends meet. But hopefully people will learn now to set a little bit back every payday, whether it be in the form of cash or whether it be in the form of goods and groceries and whatever. And with that, yeah, you got that right, Viper Express. PawPaw, do you like Nancy Pelosi? Oh my dear God, what a question. Sick to seeing generations living off welfare, taking more better vacation than working for. Oh, no kidding. Anyway, I didn't want to get in a big old political discussion here, folks. I just wanted to tell you that, you know, hopefully people will learn from what has just happened. And hopefully people will learn to accept responsibility for their own place in life and maybe live within their means. You know, I'm hoping like heck that a relative I have will decide against building a $500,000 house. And I hope like heck this relative of mine will get will come to the realization that the size of the house doesn't measure the size of your heart and the love for your family. You know, years ago, years ago, you know, 60s, early 70s, a 1,200 square foot house was big. 1,200 square foot? Holy cow, 3 bedroom. 1,200 square foot, 3 bedroom, 1 bathroom. That was something. Oh, a second bathroom? Now we in high cotton. But the bedrooms was like 10 foot by 10 foot. They weren't big. You know, you ever notice the carpet comes in 12-foot widths? Because the average room was only 12 foot wide. And now then, people, if by God, if the house isn't at least 3,500 square feet, it ain't big enough. You know, people gonna have to learn to live within their means, live below their means. And I ain't sitting here bragging on myself. I'm not. But I want to make a point. This home that my wife and I live in, I was in the mobile home business, and I had a 2,200 square foot double wide mobile home built to my specifications. And that was 2 by 6 walls and 5/8 inch sheetrock throughout. And everything 16-inch on centers. There ain't no damn 2 by 2s or 2 by 3s in the house. You know, everything solid as a freaking rock. Outside, plywood, tar paper, vinyl siding. I mean, like you build any house. Okay. Super, super duper insulation. You know, double pane windows, the whole bit, the whole bit. And my wife says to me, she says, we make enough money that we could live over yonder in Kings Ridge. Kings Ridge is a fancy ass subdivision in my town. And I agreed with her. I said, yes, we could. I said, but I'm not going to be married to a house payment all of my life. And I refuse to live somewhere where the property tax is the same as a house payment. Just so I can say, look where I live. I live here in this fancy subdivision. Yes, I do realize that my property taxes are $500 a month, but I don't care. Horse shit. I'll take a $500 a month and take my family on vacation or go fishing or something, you know? And a house, I tell you one damn thing, you go to war and you end up with a cot and a foot locker, duffel bag, and this is your space. You learn to appreciate being able to sleep somewhere where you don't get wet if it's raining. And if you're lucky enough to have a heater inside the tent to keep you warm when it's cold outside, or an air conditioner to keep you cool when it's hot outside, you realize just how little you need to live. Now, I'm not saying your wife and child or children need to live like they're in a war zone, but I am saying that that little kid doesn't necessarily need his or her own cell phone at fourth or fifth grade in school. You know, we had the most favorite toy that we had when we were little kids, which now this is a toy that all of us kids had when I was little. It was called an outside. Y'all go play outside. You got you a stick, rocks. Hell, you play baseball with a rock. You play in the dirt. You know, if you was lucky enough to have a little car or something, if you didn't have a car, you used a rock and pretended it was a car, and you played in the dirt underneath a shade tree. And oh hell, if your daddy was able to nail together some 2x6s and get a ton of sand brought in where you had a sand pile to play in. Oh, now, buddy, you was shitting in high cotton there. We got us a sand pile. And I'll never forget our sand pile being underneath a plum tree. And them damn plums will fall off in that sand. And then we get them mixed up with cat doo-doo because the daggum cats used the sandbox. You know, that was living, man. That was living. But kids today, if it's not electronic, they don't know what it is. And I just hope that people will learn from what we've gone through here, and hopefully, it's going to bring families closer together if they don't kill themselves. And it's just like a bunch of people said, "PawPaw, we ain't seen you on here in a while. What's going on? Are you okay? You hadn't done a video in a month." And I'm like, I have been with my loving wife every second of every minute of every hour of every day since this crap started. She can't go babysit the grandkids because doesn't want to possibly run into a virus bug somewhere and take it to my daughter's house. And like I said, my daughter's diabetic. Does not even want to introduce that into their home. So my wife and I are having to stay here. And thank God there's a thing called Google Duo where I can actually see my grandkids on a cell phone. That's pretty cool. Anyway, folks, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. I don't want to bore you to tears. Been here 52 minutes. There's 270 of you that are going, what the hell is PawPaw up to now? And I promise you, I'll get some videos out. But right now, it's trying times for everyone. But I did want to touch base with you. I did want to let y'all know I care about you, and I appreciate each and every one of you. And I'm ignoring comments, and I apologize for that. But after I've been on for a while, usually we get a bunch of trolls to get in here anyway. So I'll touch a little bit. Lord love you, PawPaw. Thank you, Kenneth Justice. See you, Carla Ham. TS, yeah, I miss seeing the grandkids. This is Chuck and Tracy. Yeah. Julie, see ya. Look forward to new videos. See you, Ryan. Yeah, I've got some interesting stuff coming up that I hope to film for you. I bought a Yanmar tractor, a little Yanmar 1700 with a tiller, a box blade, and a bush hog. And my I'll show it to you. I think I can show this to y'all. Oh, let's see here. Pardon me. Oh, let me see. I want to show y'all a picture here. My I'd been wanting one of them tillers that you put behind a tractor. And of course, I have to show off my grandson. Let's see if we can get this focused in. I don't know if we're gonna be able to do it. Let me get over here this way. Turn this around. I hope y'all be able to see this. No, no. Come on now. There he is. Anyway, that's my. Come on now. Ah. Anyway, got a little Yanmar tractor. That's my little 3-year-old grandson on the tractor getting posing for a picture. And he used the tiller, and they tilled themselves up a garden spot, which is pretty cool. But I had always wanted one of them tillers that you put behind a tractor instead of beating the hell out of yourself, trying to till up a garden spot. And my daughter says, "Oh, this tractor's fun." So I was there this morning to see what they had done. Oh man, it's pretty nice and smooth and everything. I was impressed all the heck. Oh, T.S. Lonely Nice. Anyhow, hey, VI Heavy Equipment, I'm sorry you came in late, brother. Oh, I didn't announce to anybody that I was going to be on. I just got on here. I went to horsepower. I don't know, CP. It's only a little 2-cylinder diesel, but it'll run a 4 or 5 foot bush hog, drag a 4 foot box blade, that 4 foot tiller. I mean, it drives that tiller like it ain't nothing. And them little Yanmars are kind of cool. They've got a low and a high range, 4 forward gears and a reverse. But because you got low and high range, you've actually got 8 forward gears and 2 speed reverse. But man, you put that thing in low range and in first gear, and it's like a creep mode. I mean, it just barely goes. And you get that tiller turning, man, and it's just chewing up that dirt as it moves. It's pretty freaking cool. Anyway, I told the son-in-law and daughter, I said, y'all just wear that thing out, use it like it's yours. Because the hell, it'll be theirs anyway someday. Oh, well, I'm doing good. 2 more batches in the closet. Just enough horsepower. You a bush hog, PawPaw? You a bush hog? I don't know what you mean by that. Sound like a smart ass question. Problems all still in government. Oh, come on, cosmic dissonance. We don't need that crap tonight. My question I'd have is, do you think Trump will get voted out if the economy tanks even more because of depression? No, but I don't want to talk politics tonight. Do you notice I'm not wearing my Make America Great Again hat? John Deere uses Yanmar things. They sure do, CP. Would you come over and tell me a garden? Oklahoma ain't too far away, is it? Nah, I ain't too damn far, David. I'll watch them again if it's still up later. Yeah, I'm going to leave this one up. I'm not going to make this in private. But you got to donate $1. Lucky kid, we only had a little 7 horsepower Craftsman growing up. The entertainment industry has run the CIA to keep people still. Oh, come on, cosmic dissonance. I'm gonna put you in timeout if you don't straighten up. Oh, look at me. I was preparing push mowers, ride lawnmowers when I was in high school. Yeah, hell, I'm still doing it. I'm having because I can weld, it has made a world of difference in what I can do and what I can't do. I took a Honda, a 6.5 horsepower Honda engine. It's on a Craftsman. It's a Craftsman self-propelled lawnmower, push mower, and with a 6.5 horsepower Honda engine on it. And I took it in on trade on a Cub Cadet self-propelled that I had. And what had happened was this old boy had let the bolts get loose under the motor, under the engine, and caused it to waller out the holes in the cowling. Well, hell, I just went and got me some washers. I drained all the oil and gas out of the engine, turned this whole thing upside down, and I pulled one bolt out, one motor mount bolt out at a time, and stuck and cleaned up the metal, put a washer on there, put the bolt back in it, and welded that in place. Well, I welded them all at the end, but pulled out one bolt, put a washer, cleaned up the area, and bolted it all back where it's good and solid. Then I went around and I welded those washers in place. Boom. Perfect. Put fresh oil in it. Bought a new filter for it. sharpen the blade while I had it off. And, didn't have a thing in the world in it. I've got people wanting to buy it for $175. Sold. So, yeah, I like tinkering. Remember the John Deere 55s, the little stamper go-kart type ride more? I'm afraid swap pulleys around. I had nice go-kart, love it. PawPaw the Wizard can cure coronavirus. What's your favorite soup? Bean with cornbread. I don't know. You have any grass bags for Christmas self-propelled? I do. Doug Hubble, I do. I do have a grass catcher for this Craftsman self-propelled lawnmower. I most certainly do. Anyway, I got to get the hell out of here. I'm keeping y'all up. Y'all got better things to do than listen to old PawPaw rant and rave about them SOBs in Washington, D.C. Hopefully people learn. Hopefully they will. But as long as the government keeps bailing people out, they ain't never going to learn to be responsible for their own actions, are they? There's a family member, won't mention who it is, but this family member is unmarried and has 5 or 6 kids. I forget how many. I mean, every time I turn around, having another. 5 or 6 kids. Living in government housing. Getting free rent, free utilities, all that kind of stuff. Got them a Obama telephone, so they ain't paying for no phone. So us taxpayers are paying to keep her and her kids up because she don't know how to keep her legs closed. I ain't got no use for people like that. And I'm sorry to say it's a relative of mine, but come on, be responsible, people. Be responsible for your own actions. If you can't be responsible for your own actions, don't expect us to make life easier for you. But that's just the way it is in our society. I got to go before I piss everybody off and nobody ever wants to watch another PawPaw video. Y'all have a wonderful day and a better tomorrow. Bye, everybody.